If you are a subscriber of this channel, you may have noticed I haven't really posted much in the past 2 months. So I just kind of wanted to do a sit down video to one, explain what's been going on, and two, just kind of share some thoughts about my running experience the past couple of months and how I can improve and still attempt to break 16 minutes in the 5K, because this channel is still about that. So starting about late August, I would say, my hip sort of flared up. I had like a slight twinge on the inside of my hip towards that hip flexor area, and me being stupid continued to run on it and increase my mileage and intensity, which you're not supposed to do, but I did it anyways. I noticed that hip pain a couple months ago and then stupidly ran on it again to the point where it was this really sharp pain and I just had to fully stop during a run and just walk back. For the remainder of that night, it hurt to like go upstairs. The pain was so bad that it was restricting me from putting much, if any, force on it at all. So that really bummed me out for a little bit. I took off about 9 days from running. I didn't run at all. I only focused on, I just didn't run. After those 9 days, I decided to really just do a hard reset instead of trying to build off of my current fitness. So I really just took that time off, did what I had to do, and then started my slow build, starting at about 20 miles a week. And over the past 8 or 9 weeks or so, I have gotten up to about, I think I peaked at 33 miles one week. So really slow build. It's about half what I want to be doing right now. It's about half what I know I'm capable of doing at a consistent rate, which is kind of a bummer, but I have learned to just kind of listen to my body and just do what I'm capable of right now. That leads me into this. I have learned kind of 3 main things that I already knew in the back of my mind, but I guess just relaying it in a clear way for the audience, I figured would be valuable if you're experiencing some sort of injury or you don't really know how to train or anything. I just figured I've been running for about 10 years now, so I figured I have some sort of knowledge to share with you. So I condensed it into 3 main points for you. The first thing that I learned and first discussion point is that mileage doesn't matter. This actually took me a lot to sort of wrap my head around and grasp for my own self. You look through Strava or just YouTubers or just any professional runner, just any good runner in general, and you see, oh my God, this person's doing, 70, 80, 90 miles this week. And it's just a lot. You think, that's how you get better at running. I just have to run more. I have to, by all means, I just have to run as far as I can and just keep going and keep pushing through anything, regardless of if you're even prepared for it. That was sort of my mentality for a while. I've definitely been thrown in the fire with certain training plans in the recent past. I'm used to running like 30 or 40 miles a week, and then all of a sudden I'm put in this program and I'm running 60, 65 miles a week, and it's like, oh, okay, that's how I get better. I just run more and I just really increase my mileage. And over the past 2 months specifically, like I've always known that mileage doesn't matter, but over the past 2 months, I've really come to the conclusion that mileage does not matter. It really doesn't matter. What matters is that you run however far within the confines of a week that feels like you're improving. The main thing that you want to focus on is just recovery. So if you put in a hard effort, however far, however intense that may be, how fast can you recover? How well can you recover and prepare for another hard effort? It's not just hammering hard efforts and racking up mileage that's going to get you there, because you're just tearing down muscle fibers. And what are you replacing it with? More torn muscle fibers? That doesn't make any sense. You're just tearing your body down and you're not allowing it any recovery time. So by mileage doesn't matter, I kind of mean that focus on your recovery, however far that may be. it doesn't necessarily matter. Just run however far you think proper recovery is without increasing mileage too much. You don't want to increase mileage by more than like 5 miles every couple of weeks. Anything more than that, then you're putting yourself at risk of injury. And 2 months ago, that is what happened to me. And I have been very fortunate in my running career to not experience many injuries at all, and it kind of bit me in the ass on this one. So yeah, that's point number one, is that mileage doesn't necessarily matter. Point number two I wanted to touch upon is that consistency is key. And then I wrote down in my notes here, I wrote down ... obviously. Obviously, everybody knows that you have to do something a lot if you want to get better at it. I mean, that applies to all aspects of life, really. Your athletic endeavors, career, hobbies, just anything. Like, consistency is key. You just have to keep doing something and you'll get better at it. And that kind of ties back into the first point where mileage doesn't matter. If you're just consistent at a mileage that is working for you, if that's 20 miles, so be it. If that's 60 miles, great. Keep doing that. Whatever feels good, just do it consistently. If you just take off a week, all of a sudden, boom, you just lost all your traction, all your momentum. You may have not lost much fitness, but mentally you're kind of out of the game, you know? It's all about just remaining consistent and just trying each and every day to get better at something, so that you just stack bricks. You just make deposits. I haven't determined which one I like better yet. I watch a lot of Cody Trains. If any of you like Cody Trains is his fitness channel, and he says make deposits for every run, and I like that a lot. But my whole running career, I've been using the term stack bricks, which I really like too. But what is that? what does that end up? You get a house, you get a building or something. That's okay, but you make a deposit, and then you get to cash out. I mean, that's way better. But I use both still, and I'm at a crossroads. But anyway, stack bricks, make a deposit, do whatever you got to do. Just do it every day. Just keep doing it, and then you'll notice something. I mean, over the past 2 months, I've kept running basically every day, 5-6 days a week. I've just tried to remain consistent with this new schedule because that's been my main problem. Like, I will get to a certain point, a certain level of fitness where I'm like, hell yeah, this is it. I'm going under 16 minutes. Like, this is going to happen. And then if it doesn't happen, like for instance, last year I ran 16 flat and then the wheels fell off. I just kind of gave up for like a month. And it's like, that can't happen. You just have to keep building on whatever you already have, and you have to just keep doing it consistently. Otherwise, the wheels will in fact fall off. I'm living proof of that many times over. If there's anything I've learned, I'm telling this to my future self, honestly. Just keep running, just be consistent with it, and results will slowly start to happen. And then the last thing that I've learned over this 2-month endeavor is that the little things are actually important. Little things meaning a wide range of things. I mean, so many little things are actually important to getting better at running. Just to rattle off a few, your sleep is important. Are you getting 8 hours? Your nutrition is important. Are you eating well, and are you eating enough? I always say that. Are you eating enough? Because it's one thing to just eat berries and kale and nuts and berries and kale and avocados and whatnot, but if you're only eating those in small doses, then guess what? That's not doing a whole lot. It's really not. I mean, I'd rather just eat a lot than worry about necessarily what I'm eating. Obviously, I try to stick within a relatively healthy realm. Like, I am conscious about how much protein I have. I'm conscious about my hydration. If I'm getting enough electrolytes, I'm conscious about all that stuff, but I'm not super conscious about the contents of what I'm eating, more so just like general food groups. And I think that that's sort of a good thing to live by. Just try to eat enough of things that are generally good, and that should cover you. But yeah, are you sleeping enough? Are you eating enough? Are you drinking enough water? Are you stretching? Are you foam rolling? Just all these things that sort of play into it. In the past 2 months, I've tried to stick to a regimen where I stretch after every run for a certain amount of time, whether that's 5 or 10 minutes. I just do it every single time, like without a doubt. It's not even a question in my mind. I stretch and then I foam roll for a little bit right after that. Again, it's not even a question. If I feel any sort of twinge or pain or just anything at all that is reminding me of that injury that I had a couple months ago, I ice it immediately. And people always say, are you icing your injury and all that stuff? And you think like, yeah, I do it. Like, yeah, But do you really do it? You have to just do it for, again, just day after day if you're experiencing that pain, and then eventually it just lessens. The pain just lessens, and then you can kind of increase your mileage or intensity a little bit more day after day. And yeah, it's just all these little things that add up that you know you're supposed to be doing too, especially as a runner. You're always told these things. It's one thing to know it, and it's one thing to just be that person who implements it in their daily life. And that is sort of the line that I've drawn between my past self before this injury and my current self. I'm just much more conscious about little things. I'm much more aware of my body, and when I'm experiencing any sort of pain, I'm much more conscious that mileage isn't as important as I once thought. I'm just conscious about all these things, and I'm just trying to implement it a little bit more and try to just do everything right all the time. And some days I slip up, and that's okay. I'm a human being. Like, people slip up, but you can't let that derail you. You can't let that take away from all the days, the weeks, the months that you've stacked and built just doing all the right things. I mean, otherwise then it would all be for nothing. Then I'm not breaking 16 minutes. That wouldn't happen. And I really want to do that. I really do want to do that. So yeah, thank you for watching this. If this was helpful to you, then that's great. I welcome that. And yeah, stay tuned for actual workout stuff, because I am in a position now where I can start doing more workouts. I feel very comfortable and confident doing that. I've built sort of my 30-mile-a-week base for 8 or 9 weeks or so now. So workouts are going to start appearing more on this channel. Exciting stuff in the future to come. Subscribe if you want to see me break 16 minutes in the 5K. There's going to be some attempts coming up in the winter. I'm going to be at BU doing some of those invitationals as an unattached athlete out of college, without a home, without a place, without a uniform to call my own. I will maybe make my own, and maybe it'll be great, and maybe it'll suck. Maybe I'll break 16. I don't know, but subscribe to see my attempts, whether I succeed or fail. Thank you. Goodbye.